exciting thing to do when traveling abroad, but if you're encountering danger or disaster on the way, it may become an unpleasant experience. Good morning and welcome back to Space News. To report any aviation safety, and the anchor Megan. And I, Janet. The report I want to bring you today is a flight safety accident from Oriental International Airport. At around 11:50 a.m. ET on April 21st, an Airbus flying to Oriental caught fire on the tarmac as soon as it left the boarding gate. The Delta Airline A330 passengers aircraft was consisting of 294 people, including 282 passengers, 10 flight attendants, and 2 pilots, was about to set off Atlanta, but when the plane was still taxiing, a fire suddenly appeared on the tail noise of one of the 2 main engines. When the crew saw this, they immediately aviation the emergency evacuation produced. Fortunately, passengers used the slide to evacuate one by one, and the airport's plane rescue and fire brigade responded quickly, and no one on board was injured. Next, we head over the picture to the reporter for interview. Alright, I'm reporter Amber. We interviewed the passenger on board in the Delta Airline engine fire incident. Alright, I'm reporter Amber. We interviewed the passenger on board in the Delta Airline engine fire incident. Where were you sitting in the cabin? I was sliding by the window on the right side, slightly in front of wing, so I could just see the right engine. At first, I heard some unusual noises, and then I saw flames coming out of the tail of the engine. It was really scary. What was your situation when the accident happened? That moment was really sudden. The plane had just left the boarding gate. Everyone was seated and fastened their seat belts, waiting to take off, but I didn't expect to see flying coming out of the right engine from the window. At first, I thought it was a evacuation, but it became more and more obvious. And then the captain immediately announced an emergency evacuate. To be honest, I never thought I will actually use the escape slide. The flight attendant quickly debriefed everyone to aircraft 2A. The moment I followed the instruction and slid down the escape slide, my whole body was tense, and I only had one thought in my mind: as long as my unsafe. That's all. After sliding down, I looked back at the plane and still couldn't believe what I had just experienced. Okay, thanks Olivia. Next, we will going to interview the witness Fanny. Can you describe what you saw happen when the accident occurred? When I saw the plane engine on fire, my mind went blank. I only saw blowing black smoke and the panicked people sliding down the emergency slide. It was like a disaster movie. Thank you, Fanny, for joining our interview. Next, we are going to interview the flight safety engineer, Vince. Hi, I'm Vince, a flight safety engineer. Today, I will be introducing the potential causes of aircraft engine fires and the risks before takeoff. Aircraft engine fires, so real, are serious and mainly come from fuel, heat, and oxygen mixing. There are some common reasons you need to know. First, fuel leaks. Broken line or cell causes fuel to drop onto hot engine parts, starting fires. Second, for ejection damage. Birds or runaway trash getting into the engine can hurt inside part and maybe poke hole in the fuel lines. Third, mechanical failure. Engine part inside, like bearing blades, can get too hot, break, or ribs, causing fires. Fourth, electrical problems. Short circuits or hot electric part can light up fuel nearby. Fifth, bad maintenance. Fix its mistake or wrong part putting it can make unsafe spots. How we deal and stop them. New planes have strong safety rules and good firefighting system. If a fire starts, pilots quickly do a stop takeoff, and the airport fire teams act fast. Knowing these things shows how very important plane safety is. Although Delta said the maintenance team will examine the aircraft more closely in the future, the accident has once again raised questions about American aviation safety. I would like to remind people who want to go abroad in the future that in addition to attention to protecting their own safety at all times, they should also carefully choose trustworthy airlines. That's Space News for today. I'm Megan. And Janet. Space News wish you have a good joining.